If you're using the exact same products in the exact same way for your skin in the summer as you do in the winter, stop. You are making a mistake. I'm going to show you the tweaks you need to make moving from winter skincare and spring skincare to summer skincare. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Christine Bayer here, licensed esthetician for 22 years. On this channel, we talk about your skincare journey because it's never one thing that makes your face look amazing. It's a whole combination of things. I wanted to talk about summer skincare versus winter and spring skincare. Now, I know it's common sense to think that you would need a heavier moisturizer in the winter than in the summer. And while this may be true, some of us don't have to switch. Some of us can use the same moisturizer and use less serums and hydrators underneath it. Because if you're a subscriber of mine, chances are you're using way more than just a cream. So what I like to do in the summer, I'm always using my HOP or House of PLLA products, which are the products that build up in your skin. And I like to stay on those for obvious reasons, because once that polylactic acid, which is a manufactured stem cell, these are Korean facial filling products, once that builds up, it sends out this produced collagen message. So it's a biostimulator. So I want to have that biostimulating line and those products on my skin all seasons, right? I just want them all seasons. But what I find myself doing is using more of the Paleo stem cell mist, and that is the mist that comes with it. So this mist, it's interesting. When I use this mist, I don't get breakouts, although it's hydrating. It's a really interesting mist. It's great in the summer. It plumps the skin. It's hydrating, and it keeps you from breaking out. If you have acne-prone skin, though, you probably want to move from a heavier moisturizer to a lighter moisturizer in the summer. Also, sunscreen is so important in the summer. It's important year-round, but even more so in the summer because, you know, we've got that last-minute trip and we go to the beach on the weekends and that kind of stuff. If you're lucky. I don't live anywhere near a beach. Maybe Lake Michigan beach, but you know what I'm saying, like the ocean beach. But so if you're doing these trips to the lake or the ocean or anywhere you're going, you're gonna need to be wearing sunscreen constantly during this trip, but on every other day too. I mean, I still have clients that say I wear sunscreen when I'm going out in the sun. It's important every day. What people don't think about is exfoliation. Now, you're going along, you're exfoliating, but what happens? A lot of times we're producing more oil in the T-zone during the summer. And this even happens on my 79-year-old mom. So I have a story to tell about that. She still wears her bangs down, but she was not liking the oil that she was getting. And so she bought some sort of powder that she was using so that her bangs wouldn't stick to her forehead. And she got all these milia, and milia are these hard white balls of oil that basically dehydrate and gets trapped under layers of skin, and you'll get this bumpiness up here. And I took out like 12 one day on her, and I was like, Mom, what are you doing that is drying out your skin? So we need to exfoliate to help those oils escape. But in my mom's case, she was over drying her skin, not exfoliating because she's not a huge exfoliator, and she was having a lot more oil production than normal because it was summer. So that's like this perfect condition for milia to form. Editing Christine here. I realized that I didn't mention that she was shoving her bangs out of her eyes constantly, and that mechanical move of swiping against your skin over and over causes what's called mechanical acne, and it's very common in the summer. Happens all year round, but super common in the summer. So if you want to stop that from happening, exfoliation is so important in that area. And I even see it on my 11-year-old daughter. She'll get little bumpies up here when it gets hot. And I'm like, Sienna, take your scrub away the day and really get into the hairline, and they start to go away within a day or two on her because, you know, she's 11. So we do need consistent exfoliation in the areas where we produce more oil. So if you're oily all over, you'll need to be consistently exfoliating all over. And if you're oily only in the T-zone, you'll want to do an exfoliation on the regular, but focus a little more in the area where you get more oil, because there will be congestion in the summer in those areas, especially if you're wearing makeup and sunscreen. It just builds up where we produce more oil. I have a quick thing to say about prescription retinoids and the stronger vitamin A products that are on the market. If you are planning to be in direct sunlight and like you're planning a major vacation or a week somewhere in a lot of sun, please remember to stop using that product at least a week before, if not two, before you leave. Because what can happen is, since retinoids and vitamin A products tend to thin the skin, the epidermis, actually, not the whole skin, they thicken the dermis, but thin the epidermis. And so what happens is you are more sensitive to the sun than ever. And I always tell the story of my niece. She's 22 now. She went to South Florida. She went down to Fort Lauderdale with her mom, and nobody told her. Her doctor didn't tell her. She needed to go off her, what was it, Epiduo, I think. I think she was on that Epiduo, and she went out in full sun. Just went out in full sun, and she was blistered. She came back, and her face was kind of peely and had a few scabs and stuff. And she came up to see me so I could work on her and get her healed. And I just went to cleanse, and she's like, ow, ow, ow. And I'm like, okay, I see what's happening here. I had the most gentle cleanser on her. So I just removed the cleanser and put her under LED for a half an hour. And then moisturizer and sunscreen. She was out the door, and she was fine after that. She's like, my blisters are gone, everything is healing. So LED, if you ever get a sunburn, know that that is fantastic, especially red for a sunburn. Absolutely awesome on sunburns. Now it can feel like it's letting off more heat, especially when you have all the heat coming out of your skin from a sunburn. But yeah, if you're around LED and you have a little bit, you can use that, and it will help fast forward the healing. So another thing that happens to people in the summer is certain skins get really dry. Say you get a sunburn, right? And as you're healing from that, skin gets super dry because it's getting ready to slough off all that. And what happens then is we look bad because we're super dry. The skin is so dehydrated. And so I like to do a lot of sheet masks or just plain old masks, hydrating masks in the summer. And I tend to like ones that are aloe vera based, because aloe is a plant that it sucks heat out of the skin, right? It lets the heat pass out through the skin. Now the worst thing you can do for a sunburn is put some Vaseline or something really occlusive on it, because you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna feel the heat that's trapped in by that Vaseline. That is the worst thing to do. So aloe vera is great at hydrating parched summer skin, and something I use on a lot of my clients in the summer, just the HydraLift Conductive Gel and Mask. This to me was a straight up hydrating mask before I discovered how well it conducted. So this hydrating mask, it's aloe vera based. It's also got a lot of azulene in it, which is a purple flowering plant known for its healing and soothing properties. It's made to bring redness out of skin. So this is fantastic in the summer. You've been out all day in the sun, you come home, you take your shower, and your face is beet red. This is perfect for that. It's perfect. That and sheet masks. If you're traveling, you can't bring this with you. these Dr. SD masks. Dr. SD is a Korean brand that their entire line is made for sensitive or sensitized skin, and it's just a beautiful line. It gets nice results, but nothing blows my clients' faces up. I've never, anytime I've had a strange reaction from a client, I will reach for this because it really calms the skin down. Look how cute these are, like a little beaker. So these are very hydrating and they're soothing, and each one has a full ounce of liquid inside here, so you could typically use it more than once. Not the fabric part, but there's a ton of liquid in the bottom, and so I always take a little fan brush, put it in the fridge, put it on, and then use the liquid for the next few days until it's gone. So really quite a good value, these soothing moisture masks from Dr. SD. But really, a hydrating mask, a sheet mask, something with aloe vera in it is going to be wonderful for the summer. Brightening products. You want to continue to use your brightening products in the summer. And sometimes I have clients that use the logic, what's the point? I'm just going to be in the sun anyway. I can work on it all in September. I can have you work on it in September. I'm like, no, don't stop using your brightening products. Now, the caveat, one exception would be something with a lot of hydroquinone. That's done usually in an on again, off again series of like 6 weeks or whatever. I would not stay on that. I would actually give your skin a break because hydroquinone can be quite hard on it. And if you're going to go out in the sun a lot in the summer, if you're an outdoor person, I would definitely either skip the hydroquinone until September when you're not going to be out in the sun as much, because it will trigger more pigment production. I mean, your skin will be more sensitized to the sun, and I have seen it backfire where people get a ton of rebound pigmentation after they've done all this prep to get rid of spots and then gone on one sunny vacation and it all come right back. So I would prefer you stay on botanical based brightening products, something like my Brighten the Day. This is daisy leaf extracts, Burberry, licorice, Go-To Cola. I mean, it's just got a ton of pigment blocking or pigment inhibiting ingredients in it that are botanicals, so they tend to be so much gentler on the skin than bludgeoning it with hydroquinone, which is cytotoxic and works really great, but I don't think I would torture the skin with it in the summer and then go out in the sun. It's a little too much activity. It's a little too much for the skin to handle. And so I would save that for the not summer months, that series. September, all the pools are closed. You can start back on it. But I would say in the summer, that's the one skin brightener I would lay off of in the summer. But if it's a botanical based, a much gentler based skin brightener, that's fine in the summer. Don't stop that because you will need it. Vitamin C, oh my gosh, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, that is so fantastic in the summer, great for brightening. Wonderful non-acidic form of vitamin C that your skin just craves in the summer. My Triple C Plus Gold, this is a wonderful vitamin C formula for all year round, but especially in the summer because of its gentle action in helping suppress spots. So this is fantastic. And also it's a component in helping the skin produce collagen and detoxify. It's just, vitamin C is wonderful. It's a must have in your summer skincare routine. So I already talked about retinol. Now the retinol that I sell, the Sleep On It retinol, that is very gentle, but I think I would still go off of that 1 week before like a major sunny vacation. And then in the summer, I would probably back the usage of that down to 1 to 2 times a week, especially when you know you're not going to be in the sun. So like not on Friday, I would do it maybe Monday and Wednesday, because then you'd have the weekend to be in the sun. And then make sure your sunscreen is high quality. If it's over a year old, throw that sucker out. That has been deactivated. It is not going to protect you as well as it did when you first bought it. So those are the changes I would switch up. Those are the things I would switch up in the summer. I would exfoliate more in your T-zone if you're T-zone oily, and more all over, or the same all over, especially if you're breakout prone. I would not give up on exfoliation in the summer. You're going to be masking more. You're going to be using less prescription retinoids and hydroquinone, and continuing with your botanical-based skin brighteners. How do you change up your skincare routine? Do you change your skincare routine? Let me know in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye now.